Hey everybody, welcome to It's Getting Late. My name is FamCam, and we today have a really special guest. This dude is a legend in both ASMR and gaming, as well as sports. We'll talk about all that in a bit. But first, I'd like to introduce our guest, Mr. ASMR Collect and Play. How you doing, man?
Thank you very much for having me. This is uh, the second podcast that I've ever been on. The first one was a long time ago, and it wasn't as collect and play, believe it or not. It
Oh,
was
really?
as DFS Bear, which was like the fantasy, my like fantasy alias that I went by for a long time before I even like started ASMR. But
Interesting.
yeah, no, this is gonna be fun.
So, why don't we start with that? What's the story by the name DF Bear?
So DFS is daily
D-
fantasy sports.
oh,
So it's
DFS.
FanDuel, DraftKings, stuff like that. And I used to do like provide lineups. Like there's a big market for that. It's like it's called handicapping. It's basically like where you just provide your sports analysis or like
Hmm.
sports knowledge, and people can tail your bets and stuff like that. So I used to do that for a long time. And the college I went to was the mascot was the bear. So I was like, you know what? DFS bear. Boom.
Makes
Easy.
sense.
Yeah.
Well, you and my dad would get along because my parents went to Cal, and
Uh,
he's a huge Golden Bears fan. He never
gotcha.
follows NFL, but he does follow college football
Yeah.
for that. Um, but yeah, and then eventually it became Collect and Play, or CNP for short.
Yes. Yes. I like CNP much better. I like
Yeah.
CNP much better.
So how did you come up with that name?
I it's funny you asked. I figured this would be a question, and I was actually talking to Dido ASMR and Let's Play ASMR and AS
Shout out to
Club
those
R.
guys.
Collect and Play is it was one of those things that I came up with in like 10 minutes, 30 minutes of just like thinking of like, oh, what could be a good name. I've never been good at names anyways.
Oh, me neither. Believe me.
And I could ask you the same thing. How did you come up with a fan cam?
FAM stands for Film Animation Music. The K
Okay.
stands for Keith, and Cam rhymes with fam.
Okay. Boom. There you. I mean, it's a great name. It's a great
Thank you.
name.
I
Uh,
come up with that long before I even knew what ASMR was.
okay. Okay. So I wanted my channel to be about literally the two favorite genres of videos that I like are like Let's Plays and collection videos. So like I
Hmm.
was watching, if somebody had a sports collection or a game collection, that's literally my favorite type of video. Is like every night when I lay down, I'll type in ASMR game collection or ASMR sports ASMR collection and
There you
sort it
go.
by like upload date. And so what like literally it doesn't matter if you got 0 subs, a million subs. If you've uploaded a collection video to YouTube, I've probably seen it. And so it's collections and Let's Plays.
That's
It's not.
awesome.
It's just pretty face value name. There's not really a hidden meaning behind it. And then
That's fair.
somebody along the way started calling me CNP. So I was like, you know what, I like that. I like CNP.
I do. It rolls off the tongue very
It
well.
rolls off the tongue, and then of course, I'm a member of Team Diverge, and it's like TD CNP, which even it sounds even better. So it's like,
Yeah. Let's talk Team Diverge, actually. Do you want to explain
okay,
what that is and how you became involved with them?
yeah. So TD is a gaming organization that's both gaming and sports now, or not now. It always has been. It was started by Juju Smith-Schuster. So um, it's a gaming org just like every other gaming org. It's just we're a little bit different because we have a little bit of a more of a focus on sports and gaming, which is kind of becoming the main thing nowadays. Like FaZe has signed, I think Kyler Murray's in FaZe. Who else is in orgs? Zeke Elliott's in um, XSET. I mean, there's a bunch of athletes and a bunch of different orgs, but I think TD was the first that was built and launched as that being part of their brand. And
Hmm.
yeah, they had a recruitment challenge. They announced a recruitment challenge 2 weeks after I went full time.
Nice.
And it was something that I wanted to, you know, go in full time at the size that I was. I was like, I need help. I need as much help as I can get. And an org was definitely a way to do that. And it was just timing was perfect. And I mean, I'm a sports guy, so I was interested and made the cut and made the second cut, made the third cut, and there we go. We're in. So
Well done. Congratulations.
thank you.
Speaking with your involvement with sports, before we started recording, I did some research because I'm a pro, and I learned well from my predecessor Chris. According to your Twitch bio, you were an NCAA player.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
What sport did you play?
Football.
Football.
Matter of fact, I just tried something new tonight. I've been trying to experiment with my YouTube channel lately, but I reacted to my high school highlight tape.
Really?
It's like an ASMR version, not like like full reaction, but like just like a soft spoken kind of
Right.
over the highlight tape. But no, Lenore Ryan University. It's in North Carolina. It's Division II school. Played for 4 years. Played for 3 different coaches. We were really good. It was 3 different coaches because the coaches that we had kept getting hired away. So, well, one was hired away, one wasn't, even though he was successful. Long story, but yeah, it was a good decision. It was kind of eye opening. A lot of people would probably like scoff at Division II sports. I played with Kyle Duggar. He's with the Patriots right now. We have
Nice.
two more football players currently at LR that are getting looks from some more pro scouts. So the level of talent at the Division II level is not to be scoffed at. It is still very good. I showed up. I was very undersized when I showed up, but I was like, had a chip on my shoulder. I was like, I'm gonna, come make my mark and do this and do that. And
by undersized, do you mean like physically smaller than the other players, or?
Yeah. Well,
I can relate.
I'm
5'8".
So I played offensive line, and I mean offensive linemen in like the NFL and like Division I level are, these gigantic men, like 6'5", 300 something pounds, and like here I was coming into college at 6'3", 215, like 220. So I mean, like from like a normal perspective, like I'm not a small guy, but as far as like the football field goes, absolutely.
Oh, I'm sure.
Was undersized, but
Steph Curry is in the same boat as you. He's, I think, 6'3", and yet,
me
next to all
Curry
the other basketball players, he looks really short.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
I feel like I would go through like a whole culture shock if I ran into Steph Curry and it's like, oh my God, you're my height. What the heck? You look so small on the TV. But,
yeah. Meanwhile, I'm like the same height as the shortest baseball players.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. So crazy to think about. Let's shift gears a bit and talk some ASMR, because after all, this is an ASMR centric podcast.
Yeah.
So, how did you discover ASMR?
Believe it or not, okay, so this is there's a whole backstory to this. So I grew up with a sound machine in my room, just like probably a lot of people did.
Like the ones they use in those prank phone calls?
So, no.
Oh, that's a soundboard.
Yeah, soundboard. No, a sound machine. It was, I still remember it to this day. I hope I still have it somewhere. I should like put it somewhere in the background so it has like a little like cameo appearance in all of my videos. It was one of those that, did you ever have an alarm clock that had a projector on it that would project the time to the ceiling?
No, but that sounds awesome. It
was the coolest thing when I was a kid. And so because you wake up, you don't have to roll over. It's just like up on the ceiling, and it also had 6 different sounds that you could, set it on a timer, and it would, play a sound for like an hour, and then it would turn off. And then it had waterfall. Let's see if I can remember all these. Rainforest, rain, beach, like a summer night with like crickets and thunder. Yes, that's all
Yes.
6 of them.
That's awesome.
That was a childhood memory, core memory unlocked right there. No, so I had that growing up, so I was always used to like sounds, and when I got to college, I shared a room with a good friend of mine still to this day. He snored terribly loud, terribly loud, terribly loud, to the point where it was causing me to lose sleep. So I started.
Dude, I feel you. My roommate in college, who is my roommate again now, has a history of sleepwalking. One time he actually sleepwalked into my room and woke me up.
That's terrifying.
And I was like, and then he's like,
that's terrifying.
Yeah.
No, so I got into the habit of sleeping with headphones. And good old YouTube, I just typed in, ambient sound or like, rain sounds or thunder sounds or whatever. And like YouTube is YouTube. They know you better than you know you sometimes.
Yeah.
And so sure enough, after, listening to that for a couple weeks or so, it starts suggesting, ASMR this, ASMR that. And I'm like, what is ASMR? I don't know what this is. And I click on it. I'm like, oh, this is kind of neat. Like, I like this. Some of the first creators that I came across, actually, I think the very first one, it was either like the longest, let's see, who was first? It was one of either Heather Feather or ASMR Requests, Allie, which she is now back. And it makes me so happy, that she uploaded again and it is kind of back on a somewhat upload schedule. And I was super excited when she uploaded. It brought me back to like a time in my life because of I was always watching her videos, and she was kind of like one of the first ones to get me into the scene, or into the genre. And I've been hooked ever since.
Nice. And it's funny you bring up Allie and Heather because ages ago, I first discovered Allie because I was a huge Heather Feather fan, and I came across a rap battle that the two of them did.
I think I know what you're talking about. I think I know what you're talking about. That's hilarious. No, it was always the time travel Thursdays or Tuesdays that Allie would do. I loved those. I watched them all the time. I like, as soon as I discovered it, of course, I went back and listened to all of them that she had uploaded. She had a great catalog of stuff, and so I watched so many videos. It's ridiculous. Yeah. I still do.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So what led you to create your own ASMR channel?
So at the time, I was, newly discovering ASMR. And so I started, looking up different stuff, and a lot of big creators were uploading like one-off things of like, I think it was ASMR Darling, who's been around for a long time as well. One of her most popular uploads, I can't remember how old it was. Maybe it was somebody else at the time, but it was like Minecraft ASMR video. And I love Minecraft. That's another one of my go-to searches is Minecraft ASMR. So if you
they do go hand in
hand. They're made for each other.
Let's talk about your background in gaming. What got you into it originally?
Let's see, I got my first console was a PlayStation 1.
Yes.
My parents got me one when I was probably like 6 or something. Like, I mean, it was a very young age. First game ever, best 2D game of all time. And yes, I'm including Mario.
That's fine.
The original Rayman. The original Rayman
yes. It's good.
So good. And I wish that they would remake that game because I would play it.
Oh, definitely. I think it's on PlayStation Classic.
Is it?
Yeah.
I haven't had a PlayStation console since since that, really. I
Oh
had the
wow.
PlayStation 2. My brother had a PlayStation 2. He was never really big into video games though, so I
Hmm.
just kind of like claimed it. I had the GameCube. He had the PlayStation 2. Um,
Yeah.
but no, I mean it goes back a long time. Rayman, Spyro, Crash Bandicoot.
Hmm.
Let's see what other PlayStation 1 games did I play kind of heavily. The original Need for Speed, I had that. A lot of just the classic PlayStation classic games, at least younger, like slanted towards the younger audience. I didn't play
Yeah.
like Resident Evil or anything like that. Or
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
were some of the yeah, exactly. Metal Gear Solid, right?
Metal
Was that
Gear.
on?
Everybody knows Metal Gear is my jam.
I know. The role play champion himself. The big three were definitely like Rayman, Crash Bandicoot, and Spyro. I mean,
It's a good choice.
the staple of any 90s kids childhood. So
Definitely. Although
yeah.
my big three were Mario, Zelda, and GoldenEye, and
Yeah.
still are.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about doing an Ocarina of Time playthrough on
Do
my
it.
channel.
Have you ever played
recently.
it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's probably the best game of all time.
It is really good.
It's not something that I've played 100 times. Like
I have.
I wouldn't. Objectively speaking, it's got to be the best game of all time.
Yeah.
The soundtrack, gameplay, everything is just like
I
perfect.
probably beat it at least 20 times, no exaggeration.
It was so before its time, and
Mhm.
I think it's definitely the best Zelda game of all time. And
It is.
I don't see why it shouldn't be the best game of all time. That game is incredible.
Yeah. But in my opinion, Link to the Past is the best, with Ocarina of Time at a millimeter close second.
The
Link to the Past, that's on the Super Nintendo.
Okay. So
Yeah.
it was the I guess, is that one dimensional? No, it's not
2D.
2D.
Yeah.
I thought 2D was on like a flat. Well, it's
like, okay, so the graphics were it was like 2.5D. The graphics were 2D, but the play in some instances felt 3D. Like you could jump off of you could jump off cliffs. But there's a particular boss. I think it's the second boss. It's a floating snake like dragon like creature.
Okay.
If you slash your sword when you're graphically next to it, it always registers as a hit. Same with bats. It's weird, but that's just how it is.
Nice.
Since you're well known for playing shooters and sports games a lot of the time, what are some of your all-time favorites in those genres?
Sports games, NFL Street is probably the most fun sports game I've ever played.
I didn't know there was an NFL Street. I heard of NBA Street.
Oh, NFL Street is a joy to play.
I'll have to check it out.
The first one and the second one. I think there was a third one. I can't remember. I don't know if I ever played it or not.
Was it by EA?
Yeah, it was EA. It was EA Big.
Yeah.
So I think
big.
Yeah, exactly.
My sister and I played a lot of SSX Tricky back in the day.
Yes, SSX Tricky was another classic for the GameCube. What else? Let's see. Okay, so pretty much any of the Street games. I played NBA Street a lot when I was younger, and I tried to play it again recently. Like I say recently, like within like the last 5 years. So like in my adult life, and I was like so lost. I was like, how do you even play this game? I was so lost. But like, if you put NFL Street in front of me right now, I'll pick it up and I can play. I could do exactly all the things that I could do as if I played it yesterday. And then from like a more realistic perspective, probably like 2K. The heyday of 2K was probably like 2K16, 17 area.
Specifically NBA.
Yeah,
2K,
NBA.
Yeah.
And then now MLB The Show is killing it.
Oh yeah,
they're killing it. I know you've been enjoying that yourself. So.
Absolutely. My sister had MLB The Show 2011 on PS3. And I haven't really touched the series since until I got Game Pass, and then I downloaded 2021 to practice for 2022.
There wasn't an option for a baseball game as an Xbox player, like for you know, so this was my path. This was my path growing up.
Okay.
And this is the only right path. PlayStation 1 to GameCube to Xbox 360 to Xbox One to now Xbox Series X. So it's
Interesting.
Really the only place that I think maybe have an argument is maybe the PlayStation 4 over the Xbox One may have been better, but I think along, and I guess I have a little bit of bias towards the PlayStation 1, but
hey, I don't blame you. I'm the same way with Super Nintendo. That was my first.
From Xbox 360 to Xbox One, like there was no baseball games. I think I had like MLB 2K9 or something like that. I think that was the last MLB game that 2K made. At least to my knowledge, was the last one that I played. So, I mean, for like 10 years, I didn't even have the opportunity to really play a baseball game, at least one that's like, you know, made by, you know, a top tier game company. And so I played MLB The Show 21, MLB The Show 22. I've been loving both of those. I'm already done with. I was right before we started. I was playing it and
Nice.
I'm so close to finishing the Diamond Dynasty program already, the first program. So yeah, those two. And then for shooters, just to get back to the question. Sorry, I ramble a lot.
Hey,
I'll go on.
That's what we do. That's what we do on this show.
I mean, to be fair, it's a podcast, so I mean, that's kind of what podcasts are for. Is
exactly.
For rambling. But greatest of all time, you said, right?
Your favorite of all time.
Greatest
of all time in your mind.
Okay. So obviously, Call of Duty is the first thing that comes to mind. They've always been kind of dominant in the first person shooter space.
Mm-hmm.
People can make arguments all that. It's Call of Duty and then there's everybody else. And it's not from like a game perspective.
I'm in there's Halo and there's everybody else camp.
Okay. Well, yeah. You're right. I'm kind of giving Halo a little bit of a. That was kind of a little shot at Halo.
I'm just giving you crap. I mean, Halo is my favorite modern shooter, but I don't really care.
Yeah, when you say like first person shooter, my mind immediately goes to like realism, like Halo's Halo.
You're gonna have to wait about 500 years for it to become realism.
Yeah, I know. I just finished the Halo Infinite campaign on.
Nice. What'd you think of it?
On Monday, I liked it a lot. I thought it was kind of a full circle moment. I think. Yeah,
there's only 2 games that I completed weeks within getting them since. God, I think since I graduated college, Breath of the Wild and Halo Infinite campaign.
I'm so mad at myself for not playing that so much sooner. I turned it into a whole series on Facebook, and I should have played it. I should have played it so much sooner because I loved it. I really did. It was a lot of fun. But so Call of Duty is definitely like the #1 realism shooter. I guess you could call it realism. Even though a lot of people would probably say it's not very real. I
mean, you play as Snoop Dogg now, and
yeah, I know. Yeah,
happy 420, by the way. It's 420 at the time of recording this.
It is. So Call of Duty, I always say this: the most fun Call of Duty of all time is Modern Warfare 2.
I agree.
But the best Call of Duty of all time is Black Ops 2. There's a difference. There's a most fun and there's a best. You know, Modern Warfare 2 is horribly out of balance, you know, with like the danger close and the grenade, the noob tubes and everything. You can one-man army and just have like unlimited noob tubes. And so that made it very fun. That was my favorite of all time, but Black Ops 2 is probably the best of all time.
Yeah. You know, I got a funny Call of Duty story for you, actually.
Okay.
Most of my experience playing Call of Duty was on friends' consoles. The first Call of Duty game that I got was World at War, the Wii version, and I decided to get it because a friend of mine has the PS3 version, and we played Nazi Zombies a lot. For those who don't know, you're in a little arena, and zombies that were Nazis come after you, and you try to keep them off of you. But that was why I bought the game, but I only had a Wii at the time. During that generation, all my other consoles were the old ones. But when I picked it up, I played through the campaign thinking that would unlock zombies, because that's what I was told, only to find that it was removed from the Wii version because the Wii hardware cannot handle it.
Oh,
I was so pissed.
I forgot about that. I forgot you had to beat the game to unlock zombies. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Until you just said that. But
crazy. It was a fun campaign nevertheless, but I kind of felt chipped.
Yeah, that's tough.
So, fun little random question I got for you.
Okay.
I noticed in your streams you have a mod named All Hail King CNP.
Okay. My mods have. Oh god! And I told them not to do this. I told them not to do this for this exact reason. Oh my god! I'm putting this in my Discord and saying, and time stamping it and say, this is why I say don't change your names all the time. People get confused. Newcomers will be like, what is going on? And so
my mods do the same. Well, a few of them do.
They change their names pretty. The mod's name is Moses. He's a great guy. Great mod of mine. But,
he seems like a great guy.
A good bit of them. Yeah, I know, right? All hail King CNP. So I mean,
all hail King CNP.
Great guy.
Yeah.
No, they changed their names quite. I don't know how. Sometimes one of them, Paco, he changes them so fast. I don't know how he changes it from name to name as quick as he does. It's kind of impressive, to be honest. But yeah.
Well, there you have it.
Yeah.
Oh man. So we have some fan questions, so let's get to it. First one is from That's Awkward ASMR. Shout out to That's Awkward ASMR. She's been on the show.
Nice.
She asks, are there any games that you're really excited to stream or play? I guess meaning ones that you haven't yet.
Yes. Okay. So I did a whole video on games I'm super excited for. Let's see, there was 4 or 5 of them. At least these were ones that had been announced for 2022. First one was Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, which is now out. Second one was MLB The Show, which is now out. Third one, Sons of the Forest. I always wanted to play The Forest. I don't know. Did you ever play The Forest?
I have not.
You know it's like a survival game. Do you know what I'm talking about, though?
No.
It looks so good. It was like I think it came out in like 2010, 2011. It was a PC game, which I wasn't a part of the PC family back then.
Me neither.
Or PC cult or whatever you want to call it.
PC Master Race.
Yeah, exactly. So I didn't have a PC that would that I could run it with. Really, when I first started my channel, I was and first got my stream PC, I was like, do I want to play, now that I have this PC, do I want to play like The Forest? But it was 5 years old at the time. I was like, you know what, screw it. I'm just gonna, never play it, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of one of those pains of being a content creator, is like you want to play the games. Like there's certain games that you might want to play, but in the back of your mind, it's like a psychological thing. It's like, will this get views?
Yeah, exactly.
Probably not. And so I just never got around to it. And luckily for me, they're making a sequel. It's called Sons of the Forest. It's going to come out later this year. I think it got delayed, actually, unfortunately. But so I'm going to get a chance to play that. Test Drive Unlimited is coming out with another game. I don't know if you ever played it. Do you play any racing games at all?
Any racing games?
Yeah.
If Mario Kart counts, then yes.
It
No,
does.
but
It does. It does count.
that and I have Project Cars 2 in my Steam library. I haven't played much of it, but an old coworker of mine
I never
used
played
to.
that.
Yeah, an old coworker of mine used to stream on Twitch and
Mhm.
streamed a lot of Project Cars and Rocket League, and that's actually what got me on Twitch originally. Not in streaming, but in
Just like
consumption.
watching. Yeah.
Exactly. I didn't get into streaming until about 6 months after I started doing ASMR when ChristopherNotWalken was like, yo, Keith, check it out. The ASMR community is huge on Twitch.
That's
like,
funny.
if you're going to do it live, you got to go over to Twitch.
It is huge. It is huge. It's definitely one thing that Twitch has over YouTube. It's just I don't know. I have a soft spot for YouTube, but
I feel you.
Where I'm my mind just went off. Oh, games I'm looking forward to. So there's Sons of the Forest. Test Drive Unlimited is coming out with a new game for the first time in a long time. I think it's under a new developer. The original Test Drive Unlimited was incredible. One of my favorite racing games of all time. It was from Atari. And then Test Drive Unlimited 2 was pretty solid. It wasn't as good as Test Drive Unlimited 1. And then Test Drive Unlimited 3 was just kind of like meh. But it's kind of getting a little bit of a reboot, so I'm excited for that. I'll definitely have to take a look at that. What else? There was StarCraft. Or no, Starfield. Sorry. StarCraft and Starfield, those are two completely different things. Bethesda's new game. Bethesda's my favorite developer of all time. If I've said this multiple times, I'll say it right now. If I was forced to play one developer for the rest of my life, one game, it would be, or not one game, but one developer, it would be Bethesda. I would play Skyrim until I died. I would play Fallout until I died. I would play Starfield until I died.
Nice.
It's gonna be a banger of a game. I already know it is. He called it Skyrim in space. So like, how could you not?
Yeah.
How could you not think that that's gonna be an amazing game?
My go-to for Bethesda games is definitely Doom because I'm an old fart.
Yeah, Doom as well. I don't know why I didn't even think about Doom. There's they also have The Evil Within now. I don't know if you ever played that.
I haven't. I've heard
That
the name
game was
being thrown
really
around
good.
a lot, but I haven't actually got into it yet. And I've
If
been
you're
meaning to.
if you're into horror games, definitely give that a try. I played the first one; it was really good. Second one was probably even better.
Okay.
Very psychological type of game. What else do they have? They got some great stuff. I think that's it. Yeah, I think those 5 were the ones that I included. Obviously, 2K when it comes out, I'll play it because I always play 2K. It's one of the most requested videos for my community is 2K. What else? The new Call of Duty when it comes out.
Yeah.
But as far as those are like the games that you like. I don't know if you have. I for one, every year I'm going to buy 2K. Every year I'm buying the new Call of Duty, and I'm just a fan of those franchises. So it's just like one of those things you just have to do. I don't know.
For me, that's whenever a new Mario or Zelda game comes out. And,
absolutely.
And I lucked out with that because those games only come once every 5 to 8 years.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh yeah.
My wallet.
Those games are definitely included in those games and in the list of games that I would buy every single one of.
Yeah.
Especially now that I was a little bit late to the Switch party. But as soon as I got it, I bought Odyssey, which I wasn't the biggest fan of Odyssey.
Yeah.
Is that common? Is that common?
Well, it's common for it to be super popular. Sunshine is the one that a lot of people think is the least favorite. I love Sunshine.
What? Sunshine? People didn't like Sunshine?
A lot of people don't like Sunshine. I don't know why.
I think Sunshine's the best of all time.
It's fantastic.
I think it's better than 64.
Really? I like 64 a little bit more, but again, that's because I'm old. I think
it's probably I just have a little bit of bias because it's like
yeah, exactly. The Sunshine definitely has it clearly is a step up technically,
Yeah.
I mean, it has to be. It's on
I
the
think
next platform, but they
that's
added a
probably
lot of
why.
cool mechanics with everything you could do with Flood, using his
Yeah.
jetpack,
Yeah.
spraying away all the goo, and all that. But
I liked the flood mechanics more than I liked the hat mechanics of Odyssey, if that
I
makes
do
sense.
too.
The hat was too much for me. I was like, what is I couldn't just get it. I couldn't get into it. I don't know why. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I also went back and played a little bit of Galaxy. Galaxy was really good.
Oh yeah. It's
Um,
always fun to play that with a friend who's just pointing and shooting star bits, because they're just gonna shoot you a bunch and grab a hold of you a bunch to mess with you.
oh no,
That's literally all that happens when
troll
you
friends,
co-op.
troll friends.
Yeah, I'm very guilty of that.
I'm very excited for Breath of the Wild 2. Cannot
Yeah.
wait to play that. That will be massive on my channel. I'm
Hmm.
game planning for that right now. Breath of the Wild 2, and I'll probably get the new Pokemon when it comes out. If it's supposed to come out this year, is it supposed to Scarlet and
I
Violet?
have
Right?
no
Scarlet and Violet.
idea, because I've never, despite being a Nintendo fan for
And
28
again,
years, never really gotten to the Pokemon series. Mainly because I am
really,
mainly because I'm the worst at turn-based combat games. Like the
uh,
only Pokemon game I've ever had any skill whatsoever in was Snap.
uh, did you try Arceus or
I have
Arceus?
not. In fact,
It's a little bit
to
better.
be
It's a
honest,
little
the
bit.
only Pokemon games I played were Pokemon Snap, Pokemon Stadium, and the carts. That's it.
Mhm. Yeah.
I'm terrible.
If you liked Breath of the Wild, you might want to try Arce. I know I'm saying it wrong. It's Arceus, right? Pokemon Ar. Well, you don't know.
If it's wrong, I'll put it down below in words.
It's either Arceus or Arceus. I think people pronounce it Arceus, but I don't know.
Yeah. Well, we'll find out.
Yeah, okay.
Uh,
We'll find out in the comment section.
yeah, we'll find out in the comment
Somebody's
section.
gonna be pissed.
Beamed asked,
Hmm?
ask him about how he has built such an amazing community and is able to prevent toxicity and make everyone feel welcome to come in and watch his videos and live streams. I have been meaning to ask this for a while. Pressure's
Okay.
on, dude.
So I'm not gonna lie, I did kind of like look at the responses on that tweet just to kind of have like a game, somewhat of an answer for some of these things.
That's
but
fine.
I don't think it's really a testament to me. I think it's more of a testament to the ASMR community as a whole.
Hmm.
I think it's got to be the best community. I like to say that I have a great community, but I think it's just an extension of the ASMR community. And
Yeah.
I even in the gaming space, the gaming community is beyond toxic. It is very bad.
Oh yeah,
a lot of the times.
In fact,
And
fun little fact. That's why I didn't become a traditional Let's Player. That's what I originally did when I first dipped my toes into YouTube a couple years before I started doing ASMR. I was just casually uploading regular Let's Plays and not promoting it at all.
Yep. Literally the exact same thing. I uploaded a couple Fallout playthrough videos and got a couple views, but nothing really ever took off. And I was like, you know what, screw this. I didn't really know what I was doing at the time either, but
yeah.
I like to think that I do know a little bit more about what I'm doing now, even though I'm not a master at anything.
There's always room to improve, no matter how close to quote unquote master
Seriously,
you are. Being a master, being perfect is just something we humans made up.
Yeah.
That's really what it is.
Outside of like the titans of the gaming industry, nobody is a master of it. Like, it's impossible. But no. To answer the question, I would say it's an easy task because of the ASMR community. Just in general is not toxic.
Yeah,
and I love it. I love it for that. And luckily, I've had. Since that's been my base is ASMR content, and now that I've branched off into doing gaming content as well, a lot of my followers or subscribers will come over from the ASMR side of things, and since they originated from the ASMR side of things, they're not as toxic as somebody that might have found me off of recommended on Twitch or recommended on YouTube or something like that. And so like in the instance that those people do come in, if I'm lucky enough to have a handful of, my community members there at the time, they'll handle that. They handle it for me. They're like, dude,
Yeah.
get out of here with that. Like, it's really, I'm absolutely blessed to have the community that I do. And I try and say it as much as I can without sounding annoying. I mean, that is
hey,
how
man.
often I say it, man. It's
good.
I love the community, and if people knew how many times or how much I like watch ASMR and I like consume ASMR like every single night, first of all, but like people ask me if I'm like into music, I'm like, no.
Really?
I don't listen to music. I don't.
I'll be damned.
I listen to ASMR. I swear. Like if I'm I mean, if I'm at the gym, I'll listen to music. But I mean, if I'm like sitting around, hanging out, playing some or doing some editing offline or like playing a game offline, I'm not listening to music. I got like a video playing in the background, or even when I was still working. When I was an accountant at the family company, a lot of people like to, if they're in their office, they play a little bit of like, soft music in the background. No, I was literally had an ASMR video. Like as much as I make content, like I have a nightly video or a nightly stream or whatever, I consume twice as much. I don't even know how it's possible, but I love it.
Jimmy Jam ASMR, amazing name, asks a few questions. What made you think starting a YouTube channel about ASMR was a good idea?
So obviously, first off, I was a fan of ASMR before I do people make, or have you ever met anybody that creates ASMR content that is not a fan of ASMR? I don't know. Does that person exist? I don't know.
I'm sure that person does exist, but it's definitely rare.
Let me find out. Like GB is out here and she just absolutely hates ASMR. She just cannot stand ASMR. She just can't stand it. But she's just like, oh God, I gotta get back to work.
I actually know a few former ASMR creators that weren't that into ASMR on the consumption side themselves. I won't name names because they prefer to remain anonymous. But yeah, I have known a few. But as far as people who are committed to ASMR creation, highly unlikely that they'll not be fans of it themselves because, you got to have the passion to feel you.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how it is.
No. So I was a fan. I had already started. I bought all the equipment. I bought my Yeti, the capture card, and I had my console. I connected it to my laptop, and that's how I recorded. And I had all this equipment, and I had given up on doing the Let's Play, the traditional gaming channel, which is. I mean, of course it didn't work. It's so oversaturated. You have to find a way to like stand out. And I mean, that's kind of how ASMR is too, to a lesser degree. Yeah, absolutely. That's why you get all these off the wall, role plays. Sometimes it's like you get who can find the like Ephemeral Rift. Boom. Like, I mean, there's a reason why he's got as many subscribers as he does, because he's so creative.
He's like the ultimate standout guy, like for real.
It's the go-to. It's the go-to when you think of like off the wall role play, or like, and when I say off the wall, I don't mean that in a disrespectful manner.
Of course
it's like
not.
Creative.
I think, in my opinion, off the wall is actually more of a respectful manner these days. I think in the old days when you said someone's off the wall, it could have been a negative. But people are a lot more accepting to weirdness and playfulness than society used to be.
So I had the equipment and I was a fan of ASMR. I was like, you know what? At the time, like I said earlier in the interview or podcast, there were people that would use, gaming as a video idea, the Minecraft ASMR videos. But there wasn't really that many dedicated, who actually was one of the first channels that I saw was Nick, the ASMR nerd. He
Shout out
was
to you, Nick. He's
also
coming back on the show, by the way.
really
In the next episode, it's
nice.
going to be our friend Draconis, ASM artist, and
Mhm.
Nick's coming back as a co-host because Drake and I know each other through Nick's community.
Awesome. It's so cool to have him like know of my existence because he was one of the first. He was one of the definite what's the word, inspirations
Yes.
behind the channel because
Me too. Me too.
because he was doing the let's plays and but he also had other stuff that he would do as well at the time and I guess he was probably one of the like original ASMR gaming
Yeah.
channels, but he also, I mean, he does other things too. So
yeah, he's very well known for his tech reviews, especially
yeah,
keyboards. The man, I swear, has like
has 100 keyboards.
He has a mountain of them stored away.
No, he was an inspiration behind my channel, and but outside of him, there was also Ben, the ASMR gamer, from. I've been following him for the longest time. He would do, obviously with a name like the ASMR Gamer, he obviously did heavily gaming content. But like outside of them two, I hope I'm not like leaving anybody out that's like been at it for a long time. ASMR Gaming News was one that started. We started our channels within like a couple months of each other.
Oh, really?
So that's the only reason why I haven't said his name. Me and him go way back. We support each other for a long time. He blew up with Fortnite, and he was all about his Fortnite. And I wish I had been taking content creation as seriously as he was when Fortnite was at its peak. Because I mean, he killed it. And he's still killing it. And
I probably could have done that with the guys of non-Fortnite player plays Fortnite, because if anybody's ever seen me play Fortnite, I am the absolute worst. Like I've been gaming for almost 30 years, but if you watch me play Fortnite, you would not guess that at all.
Yeah, it's a whole nother beast.
It really is.
But no, AGN, me and him started within I don't know, a couple months of each other. And then slowly but surely more have started their own channels. Let's Play. I was one of his first 50 subs. I as soon as because I mean he uploaded and it's like, this is a great video. If this guy sticks with it, he's gonna continue to grow, and he has. He'll probably pass me soon, to be honest. If I'm being honest, he's that good. He's got great Minecraft ASMR.
Yeah.
I felt like there was a lot of success with the bigger content creators like the Darlings and whoever would do the one-off, Minecraft videos, but there wasn't really a dedicated, like, I'm going to do gaming and only gaming. I'm not going to do these like, other ASMR, like the, mic tapping or mic scratching and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's
not
kind
that
of
there's anything wrong with
yeah,
that.
I know.
I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that.
My approach
there was a market.
Yeah, my approach with my channel, which is probably why my growth has had a really slow kickoff and still is building up that momentum, but because my channel is a bit of a smorgasbord and the algorithm hates that, but I still do it because that I enjoy everything and want to do everything, so I don't care.
Yeah, I've started to kind of branch away from a little bit of gaming. I've started to do a little bit more because now I'm partnered on Facebook, so I do 20 gaming videos a month over on Facebook. And so with that, and they're exclusive to Facebook. So with that, my videos.
Dang, CNP, you're making me have to go back to Facebook.
I know.
I think I'm eventually going to have to anyway, to be honest.
What do you mean? Did you originally upload on Facebook?
No, I mean, I used to have a Facebook account, and a couple years before I became a content creator, I went on a total social media hiatus and wanted to stay in that hiatus because until I just before I discovered the ASMR community, I hated social media with a passion.
Yeah.
So I got away from it, and then
It's
I came back, but on Twitter and
mhm.
Instagram and all that.
I wouldn't say I had a hatred or disdain for it, but like it definitely it can be toxic if you're
Yeah,
as
exactly.
it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter if you're a content creator or just a person. Like that number, that follower count, right?
Yeah.
It can get to you. It can get to you if you. I remember in when I was in high school. I mean, if you had a bunch of followers on Instagram, that meant you were the cool kid. You know, it was
Now I
like
really feel old because when I was in high school,
yeah,
it was all
same.
about AIM, AOL Instant
Yeah.
Messenger,
Oh yeah, I
and
remember those days too. I remember
MySpace
those
first
days.
broke ground at that time.
Yeah. No, but Instagram was in it was around when I was in high school, and if you had a bunch of Instagram followers, that meant you were cool. At its core, social media can be evil for that.
Hmm.
Because it's just the name of the game. But
Yeah.
at the same time, it's incredible because it allows you to kind of just branch out and do your own thing. And if there's people, chances are, if you have a hobby, that there's people out there that will. I tell my people, I tell my community all the time. It's like if you are gaming and you are young and you want if you are a fan of gaming or just like a fan of anything really,
Hmm.
just like start uploading. You never know what could happen with one of those videos. I think I hope I'm not speaking out of turn. I'm sure she probably would have ended up being as big as she is now. PewDiePie reacted to ASMR Darling.
Yeah, that's
It was
right.
very small, or maybe not small, but like
Yeah, it's
not at a
she.
million plus
Yeah,
whatever she's
she
at.
had I think she had a decent following at the
Yeah,
time, and
she
then
probably did.
and then when PewDiePie reacted to her, I actually
Mm-hmm.
saw that video. He was playing Five Nights at Freddy's, and between games, he would put on ASMR Darling to keep him sane.
That's incredible. That is incredible. No, I hope that that he does another one of those in the future because
Yeah.
I mean he probably did such a. I've said it before. Troy Dan, I don't know. Do you know Troy Dan?
No.
He's a 2K content. He's a more like a sports. I mean, he does MLB the show. He's probably one of the. He's from Canada, I believe. He's one of the biggest, if not the biggest, 2K slash sports. I don't know. I don't know exactly the where he ranks, but he did an NBA 2K ASMR video as like kind of a joke back in the day, and it was like he like started off all serious, but then he screamed, and it was a joke of it was a joke, but also not a joke. I'm pretty sure he's a fan of ASMR because
Hmm.
he actually hosted a guy named Hootie ASMR who
Hmm.
does 2K ASMR as well. He hosts him for like 2,000 viewers. I mean, he like like that. I mean,
Does he call his
and
audience the Blowfish?
funny, very funny. Maybe
He should.
that would be good. No, but that video kind of went hand in hand with the surge in my channel because I was uploading 2K ASMR, and I guarantee you if at the time if you had clicked on his video, my video maybe had been in the recommended somewhere,
Hmm.
and I think he had a big part and an indirect part in my success just by uploading that video, you know. Um, but no,
Yeah.
there's no ASMR Darling would have 100% ended up being as successful as she is now. It's like when PewDiePie features you in a video, it's you don't have a choice.
You're gonna blow up.
You have made it. You have
Yeah.
made it.
Review Tech USA once said, if PewDiePie plays your game, you will make money.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit more into the topic of growth. Jimmy Jam also asks if you have any advice for smaller content creators that do gaming ASMR types of videos.
Kind of like what I said earlier about like playing certain games that you know you're not going to get views on. Like when I didn't play the Forest because it was a 6-year-old game, now 10-year-old, 12-year-old game.
Hmm.
I might end up playing it right before Sons of the Forest comes out, just because it's kind of like a lead up to the Forest or Sons of the Forest, and that would be my tip. Is like you gotta like read the room kind of deal, or not read the room, but like just kind of have a game plan as far as like what's trending and what's because stuff's trending for a week, 2 weeks,
Yeah,
and then it falls off. Like Halo Infinite died pretty quickly.
Yeah, a lot of that has to do with the fact that it was released incomplete and people were turned off by that.
Yeah.
It was released without Team Slayer. Like how? It was delayed for the longest time, rightfully so, because they have to fix all the bugs. But you got to delay it some more if you're missing key features. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But like, believe it or not, I probably had a Battlefield 2042 stream that had over 100 concurrent viewers, probably because it was in the first day of being out. And
I heard that game was broken as hell.
It's terrible. It's terrible. It may have killed the franchise, to be honest. Boy. Yeah, it's that bad. So short answer is just like play the games that are in. Pay attention to the trends. Get on TikTok. I'm trying to build my TikTok. I'm trying to learn TikTok. I'm trying to do my short form content. I've started a guess the Pokemon series. I'm trying to think of another series that can go along with it. And shout out to Corey ASMR. I don't know if you know Corey ASMR. He's huge on TikTok. He's done really well with short form content.
Nice.
And now it's been transferred over into YouTube, and so it's TikTok is crazy. TikTok and really just short form content in general is crazy. It's like in a league of its own as far as viral viewership goes. My second most viewed piece of content on I think it's my second most viewed, maybe third, is a short of me unboxing my controller, my Xbox Elite controller. Yep, second most now. Just took second. And it's still getting, like 500 views every 2 days or something like that. It's something crazy. It's short form content is, if you're just now starting out, definitely short form content.
That's good advice for me because I've never even done short form content ever.
But you've got so many connections. I feel like every time I talk to you, it's like, or every time I see you in a chat or something, it's like there's somebody else that you're talking to, or like somebody else that you say like, have you heard of or mentioned so-and-so or mentioned, and it's like, geez, Keith knows so many people.
I do know quite a few people.
It's a very, very important part of content creation too.
Especially when you're running a podcast like this.
Yeah. I'm excited. Like I said, I haven't had a chance to go back and listen to any of the other episodes, but
you're in for a treat.
I'm definitely going to listen to Awkward when hers comes out, and Nick when he comes back on.
Yes.
But I'm going to have to go back, and I was scrolling through this has been a podcast for a long time. I can't believe I haven't come across it yet.
Yeah, there's a lot of history in this podcast, though, far beyond me.
Yeah.
I'm
super cool.
Still kind of a newbie with this. At least being the lead, at least being the lead host and producer.
Could have fooled me. You did
a
good job.
So Jimmy Jam has one more question.
Okay.
Do you have any advice for people training for muscle mass, like diet, etc.?
I did read that question. I did read that.
He also wants me to tell you that he loves you.
Thank you. I love you too. I am not a professional. People ask me a good bit. I'm into working out. I have a trainer myself, so nice. I don't train myself. I do know more than probably I probably do know more than the average gym goer or person knows. You said you said what would be the tip on what exactly?
Just training for muscle mass in general, like dieting, etc. And I guess
You got to eat a
different
lot.
training.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it also has a lot to do with your age. Like
yeah.
I said, when I was in high school, I was like 210, 215, and I was young in high school. I was the youngest in my grade. I my freshman year of college, I was still 17.
Oh wow.
I turned 18 at the like right before the first day of my freshman year. So like I went through college football camp as a 17-year-old, my as a freshman. So I was still like underweight, and then truth be told, summer after freshman year, I gained like 40 pounds, and everybody thought that I was doing steroids and doing the like I it a lot of it has, but the point is like a lot of it has to do with how old you are.
Yeah.
So if you're younger, it's kind of hard. And also if you're older, it depends. If you're trying to bulk at a young age, it's kind of hard. And if you're trying to lose weight at an old age, it's kind of hard as well. So,
Tell me about it. I'm
yeah,
I'm not trying to lose pounds per se, but I still have a little bit of gut left, and I'm trying to replace that with
yeah.
more muscle mass.
I think that's everybody.
Every part of me is fit except for that one specific area. It's
Yeah,
weird,
yeah.
but
I'm
I
the
know I'm
exact
not
same way.
alone. Yeah. The last
Um,
time I had a six pack was not six pack beer, but six pack abs was my senior year in college.
yeah.
And then I, like, shortly before I graduated, I got into what became a long-term relationship, and I got relationship gut, and years and years after that ended,
Mm,
I haven't been able to shred it off. It's so frustrating.
that's tough. No, yeah, just if it's age can definitely hurt you, or it can help you depending on what side of the spectrum you're on. And also, just if you're trying to bulk, just eat a lot. I don't know. That's a terrible terrible answer, but
But
yeah,
also, universally speaking, consistency is key. Just like being a content
yes,
creator with health and
yes,
fitness,
yes,
consistency is key. That's really
yes,
true of virtually every walk of life, to be honest.
yeah, 100%, 100%.
Last of the fan questions is from Chris Balducci Jr. What was your path like to get to where you are now? Summarize.
Um, Geez. That's
That's
like that
that
can
that
be
is
like
a
a deep question, or that can be like a surface level
yeah
question.
yeah, for
Um,
real.
there was a lot that went into where I like the amount of things that have happened in the past to now is it's like um I started the channel when I was in college as a hobby. It was like it was a second attempt at being a content creator.
Yeah.
um, and again, still didn't know what I was doing. If you go back and watch my first video, it's like the one by one dimension of my webcam. I used my webcam on my laptop with like the captureware software that it comes with the laptop. Yeah, that's what my first video was recorded
Damn.
with. But between that and just like being in the position of a lot of it had to do with a lot of it was luck, to be honest. A lot of it has been luck.
A lot of it is luck
um
universally.
it it
It's just,
seriously is.
yeah,
It's
you just got to accept that, you know?
you do have to have a product to sell, right? Or I say sell as if I'm a salesman. You have to have a product to upload.
Sell
But
doesn't
like,
necessarily mean you're giving it for money.
yeah,
Selling it more refers to you're convincing people why they should consume your
why they
product.
should or why they should follow you.
Yeah.
And so you have to have that, and it has to be good. Um, and sometimes it doesn't even have to be good. That's the thing. It's like if you're lucky enough, you can. I don't think that I have the best. I'm constantly trying to like improve, and that's kind of why I'm about to go through a process of rearranging my office. I
Yeah.
have three different setups right now. I have this setup here, which is where I do like gaming side of things, anything gaming based. Or if I need something, if I wake up that morning and I haven't recorded anything, chances are I'm going to record it with this setup just because it's the easiest to record, edit, and then upload all without leaving my chair. I
Yeah.
have my living room set up, which is where I've done a couple of streams before from like my phone. I'll connect. I have a HyperX microphone that I'll connect to my phone with a ring light and record there, or do a live stream there. And then I have the Pokemon video that I did. I have a setup in my second bedroom upstairs on the third floor. I'm in a townhouse, by the way. I don't live in like a freaking mansion or anything like that.
I figured it was a townhouse. It was like
I just wanted to clarify before people are like, "Damn, this guy lives in 3 floors." No, it's like 2,000 square feet. It's not like some gigantic, building. So we have the third setup, which is in the upstairs room, my upstairs closet, and so I want to condense it all into one setup, but it's so hard to do that without having like clutter in the background. Like, I don't want to just be like a desk in the background with like another microphone, because that's like important. Like you have a nice, like I'm looking at your background, you got a nice little, what is that, like an iPad or something with the Twitch logo?
Oh, that's not an iPad. That's a Pixu Devoom screen. Basically, it's like one of those digital picture frame kind of things. ASMR Destiny has a bunch of them, and he gave me a couple extras of his, and that's one of them.
Cool. But my point is, your background is super clean. Everything is looks good, and I don't want to have. I kind of want to get into green screen as well, but like I don't want to have to pop it up but like, if you can tuck it right here where it's off screen, and then all of a sudden you got a camera over here where it's like I want to have like the perfect setup to where I don't have to break anything down. I don't have to set anything up. It's just there ready to record. It's like a true studio, and I don't have that yet. And
I would recommend, I know this is an instance where you would have to break something out, but what I have is you roll it up. It's the Elgato green screen. I have one of those. It actually is super easy. I have in my closet. I just break it out, flip the legs to the side so it bounces, roll it up, done. Takes not even 30 seconds to do the whole thing. Well, I probably shouldn't say 30 seconds, because knowing me, if I did in just 30 seconds, I would just be bumping everything and losing my deposit. But nevertheless, unlike most other green situations, it's not a pain in the ass at all. It's really nice. I had other green situations. I had a cloth green screen that I taped to the walls. I had one of those fold them up green screens, like those sun shades that you put under your car. I had one of those. That thing is next to impossible to fold back in, and it was annoying. And then I finally settled for the Elgato one. Not sponsored, by the way. I have to say that, it's the law. But yeah, I just roll it up and done, and it never ever
Elgato's
creases.
Got some good stuff. No, but to go back to the question, where I got to where I am now, it's literally just been. There's been times where it's been formulated. There's been a lot of times where it's been formulated, but there's also been a lot of times where it's been one day at a time, and like just trying to figure out ideas. I've cut back on my streaming time because I want to start doing more brainstorming, and like if you don't brainstorm, if you don't think about new ideas, and I went through this for a long time.
Me too.
You just get in a rut of just uploading the same thing over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And I've seen recently my YouTube channel has kind of tapered off a little bit because I kind of got in that rut and I kind of went on autopilot, and I've just recently started to I think like 2-3 weeks ago I started changing my schedule up to incorporate more non-gaming videos to this channel, since I'm doing the gaming on Facebook. I've kind of separated the two and kind of experimenting more with this channel now, with my YouTube channel now, and it's starting to kind of pay off a little bit, and I'm feeling a little bit better about where I am now as opposed to 3 weeks ago. But um, yeah, just one day at a time, and a lot of luck, a lot of timing. Like I said earlier, the Team Diverge recruitment challenge 2 weeks after going full time. Another thing that was perfect timing. Uh, Cold War, Call of Duty Cold War came out
Ah, yes.
the day that I quit my job. It came out, and I was like, boom, perfect. My favorite game. I mean, Call of Duty is probably my favorite game of all time, or like favorite series of all time, just because it's always been so consistent, and it's
Mhm.
always been something that I've played every year. Um, Boom, new Call of Duty. I quit my job, full time content creation. I have something to grind, so I like got all the camos and did all the grinding and stuff that there is to do in that game. And between that, the recruitment challenge, and um, you know everything was just like lined up perfectly. It really did. I got lucky. I got like I said, it's a good bit of his luck. I got lucky.
Oh yeah. Well, that's the way it is. And it's great that it all worked out for you, man. I'm proud of
Yeah,
you.
I was in a dark place when I was working. I really was. It wasn't
Mhm.
what I was meant to do. I think what I was meant to do was play video games for a living. If as silly as that sounds,
It's
with it,
2022. It doesn't sound that
it
silly
doesn't sound
anymore.
silly, and no, it really doesn't. And I wish I would have. I wish I would have had the foresight that I have now, so that I could have gotten to this point at a much younger age, and I could have been so much better off. Because like I'm
I
around the
feel
same
you.
age.
I was your age when I knew that it was possible to play video games on the internet for a living.
Yeah. So I'm like the same age as like Ninja, Tim the Tatman, like
Huh.
all these giant names. I'm the same age as these guys as far as like the gaming space goes, or around the same age.
Hmm.
Um, and I mean, they're extremely successful, and they're extremely successful for a reason.
Hmm.
But like they perfected their craft at a very early age, and they
Yeah.
had been creating content at a very early age, and you know got their portion of planted their seed way early on, and it's obviously paid off for all of those guys. But um, there I was at work, watching these guys get paid for a living, to get paid to play video games, and while having my ASMR playing in the background, and uh, it was kind of like a moment of like, why can't I do this? And I had the channel in the background, or my channel, all part time, and I was like, will there ever be a day that I can go and take a chance at it? And circumstances played out to where I was very unhappy working at the family business. My family recognized that. They extended a lifeline to me that I didn't expect them to extend, and kind of helped support me when I quit my job a little bit. And now it's gotten to the point where I'm self sufficient, and kind of just trying to do my best, man. I'm just trying to do my best, and if it wasn't for my family and having all these things all happen the way that they did, there's no telling where I'd be right now. So that's the truth.
That's really sweet, man. That makes me
That
so
is the
happy.
truth. That's the truth.
Other than stuff we discussed, are there any other things that you have planned for the future of your channel and your career?
I'd like to start doing more. So last year I got to do a good bit of traveling. I went to Loot Fest in Vegas, which was kind of like a convention for streamers and
Hmm.
content creators. I went with Team Diverge. Went to the MFAM barbecue, which is MFAM is Nick Merckx. He threw a like a meet and greet kind of deal for his community. And I went down there with a couple Team Diverge members. I want to start doing more. I cannot wait for. Are you going to TwitchCon? You going to TwitchCon?
I'm probably not going this year because
Oh,
well, the reason why is because my sister's immunocompromised. So until the
oh,
pandemic is truly lapsed, and
yeah.
not just
It
for
looks like we're
not just for
almost
vax,
there.
yeah. Until the pandemic is truly lapsed, I'm
Hmm.
still being as cautious as I can.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's totally the right thing to do, probably.
Yeah.
And
But once that clears over, hell yeah, I'm
yeah,
going to TwitchCon.
yeah. I mean, well, I mean, it's only April. There's a lot of time before TwitchCon. Would really like to do that. Team Diverge actually has a content house now in Arizona, where it's more the football side of things. It's called the Football House. Juju, AJ Green, Dockery, Dockery's brother Job, and Dimes, I believe, is there. Just a bunch of football content creators. That some of them are in TD, some of them aren't, I believe. But yeah, I want to go out there, and yeah, I just want to do more traveling and meet more people, and I'm excited for TwitchCon. I think TwitchCon. I hope that you can make it to TwitchCon, because I think that is going to be an absolute legendary, with it being the first one in a while. PAX East is this weekend.
Yeah,
I wanted to go to that, but I've got a bachelor party that I have to go to next weekend. And then of course, and I've just got a lot of stuff going on around this time.
totally.
And Loot Fest, the same Loot Fest that I went to last year, is happening this weekend, and I'm not going to that either, just because of everything that's, it takes place close to the bachelor party, and that's going to cost me a little bit. But yeah, I want to do more traveling. I want to keep developing my second channel. I'm always going to do ASMR content. People always ask me, like, are you just doing ASMR to like bolster like a gaming career or whatever? And like, it might look like that, but I 100%, my first passion, it'd be like why would you stop the thing that got you to where you are now? Like, I don't know. That would be so silly for me to do, because I still enjoy it so much, and I'm
Hmm.
trying to like evolve it even more now, and I just have a lot of fun doing it. To be honest, I have a lot of fun doing it. But continue to develop my second channel and the gaming side of things, and yeah, just I really want a silver play button is what I want.
You'll get there. I
That
know
is
you'll get there.
the ultimate goal, is that 100,000 subscriber mark. That is a big goal of mine, for sure, for
Hmm.
sure. Yeah.
Definitely. Um, well, sweet. Where could people find you on social media?
So ASMR, I'm on YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook, all ASMR Collect and Play. So that is where you can find me on that. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, TikTok. Again, I have 2 TikTok accounts, and YouTube. Again, I have 2 YouTubes at just Collect and Play. So I have ASMR Collect and Play, and I have Collect and Play. You can find me on just about anything, to be
There you
honest.
go.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And we will have your links down below in the description.
Thank you.
CNP, thank you so much for coming on the show. It's been
Can I say
an
one more
absolute...
thing? Can I say
Yes.
one more thing? I'm gonna take my siesta here. This is Frivolous Fox's CBD.
Ah.
I still have a little bit left of this. I haven't taken quite all of it. I've
We're not
Fibby's.
sponsored. Are you sponsored? I'm not.
No, 100%. No,
That's
100%.
that one's the Matty Tingles one.
Yeah, this is the Maddie Tingles. I already finished it off, and I have a little bit left of Fribby's. No, I just wanted to say that real fast. Where's my hair? Going crazy. No, I just wanted to just throw that out there for the little ASMR shout out to those 2 legends.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Both of them have been on the show, by the way.
really. You know what? I was scrolling down, and I kept getting deeper and deeper and deeper. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Maddie had Darker on his podcast, Darker for Serenity.
I
watched that one.
Love Darker for Serenity. Shout out to you, James.
Yes, absolutely. Shout out to James.
Absolutely.
I love everything that he does.
Yeah.
With he's also into the the gaming side. He plays a good bit of Apex. So
he's the first. He's the first. He's the first one to get partnered on Twitch at TwitchCon.
Yes,
and so far,
oh my god! When I first met him, or when I say met, I mean like just linked up with online. Still, would throw that term around loosely. Meeting someone.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't remember exactly how it happened, but we were just kind of like chatting back and forth. Maybe it was through content creation of some sort. Maybe I came across one of his videos or something. And then I followed him on Twitter, and his pinned tweet was the video from Twitch saying like, congratulations to the partner. And I like start watching the video, and I'm like, oh my God, this is incredible. This is the same kid. I would have never guessed. I would have never guessed just because of like how he acts. And, like,
I had pretty much the same reaction to that video.
Right?
It was
I'm like, dude, you are a legend, man. You went up on stage in front of all these people and you're the only person to ever be partnered on stage.
Yeah.
And he's just like super humble dude. So
exactly.
I would have never guessed.
What ASMR artists have you met in real life, if any?
Oh man, I don't think I have. God, me and Let's Play almost linked up. I was in Arlington, or not Arlington. Where was I? Somewhere in Texas. I forget already. I have a very bad memory. By the way, I'm really bad with names and really bad with apparently locations. But no, me and Let's Play almost linked up. Just we weren't able to. I don't think I've met anybody. I did meet a subscriber at the MFAN barbecue. He approached me, and I was like, somebody's messing with me." I was like looking around, like I just met a bunch of people, a bunch of like bigger content creators. I'm like, they're pulling a prank on me. Like this is not in the ASMR space, and in like the gaming side of things. Like these guys are messing with me or whatever. And he was there with his girlfriend, and was like, and she was like, "No, he watches you every night.
Yeah,
like it puts you on." And I was like, and he pulled up his search history, showed it to me. I was like, "Oh my God, this is insane." It
is a pretty surreal feeling. I first got recognized in public when I only had around 1,000 subscribers.
Wow.
I think I wasn't even monetized yet. Wow. I wasn't even monetized yet. Somebody came up to me at Starbucks and like, "Sorry, but do you make ASMR videos?" And I'm like,
yeah. See, at a Starbucks, that would probably, but I immediately thought foul play. I was like, "There's no way. Who paid you to say that?"
Right.
And I was standing next to somebody that I had just met that day, and he looked at me like. Who are you? Like, man's getting recognized. But no, as far as meeting any content creators or ASMR content creators, no. I hope to at TwitchCon though.
Hopefully we'll meet sometime soon at TwitchCon or otherwise. The ones that I've met, the first one is one of the aforementioned former ones that prefers to be anonymous now. But the other ones are Nathan ASMR and J Rob the Human. He actually came here to my house for his episode because he lives only a few hours away.
I'm good friends with Grace V. I don't know if you know Grace V.
Sounds familiar.
I was one of her I think I was her second subscriber, if not first. She's got like 600,000 now. She's big time blown up. She's collabed with Fribby. Fribby. And I was trying to convince her to go to TwitchCon as well. And then I talked to James a good bit. I've talked to Let's Play Dido, ASMR a good bit.
Yeah, and all great dudes.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like I said, it's a great community. It's the best community, to be honest.
It really is, 100%. Ain't no debate about that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, CNP, for coming on. This has been an absolute blast. Yeah. Subscribe to Collect and Play on YouTube. Follow him on all his social media. Sub to him or follow him on TikTok and Twitch. and also on Facebook. I'm not used to bringing up Facebook, but I'm glad I remembered this time. But yeah, and of course, be sure to subscribe to It's Getting Late if you haven't already. Ring the bell so that you don't miss another interview. Click like, leave a comment down below, and of course, be sure to check out my own stuff as well. I have an ASMR channel here on YouTube and over on Twitch. I'm on a bunch of different social media platforms. My link tree will be in the description as usual. But yeah, and lastly, be sure to follow the creator of this podcast, ChristopherNotWalken. He is now a big time, really hilarious TikToker. I think you would really get a kick out of him. But I won't be kicking because my legs don't work, as he would say. Love you, Chris. And with that, we are outie. Stay chill, everybody. Take care.